Hi, I'm Brooke Ganoe, and I'm a freshman at Flagler College in St. Augustine, Florida. And my major is business administration with a minor in pre-law and finance. And at Flagler, the class size is pretty small. It gives the student an opportunity to actually understand their environment with learning more about their professors and just like their academic background. And it's really easy to ask for help in such a small class setting, so I found that pretty helpful. Freshman year of college has been pretty, I don't want to say easy, but it's kind of what I expected so far. I knew college was going to be a lot harder than high school, just because it's what everyone tells you. It's a lot harder work, but for me, I see the long-term goal in it, so it makes it a lot easier to actually sit there and do the work for how many ever hours I do it for a day. Nothing else has really surprised me. I just kind of prepared myself for college being harder, and it has been, but you really have to time manage correct. That's kind of what I've learned, because during the first couple weeks, I thought that I should be doing school like 24/7. And then that kind of like made me miss out on some other opportunities, but now I have kind of learned how to balance friends, school, and like everything else I do. Is there anything I wasn't prepared for? Yeah, I wasn't really prepared for, like, since I go to school, I don't have the luxury of being able to come home every weekend. I wasn't really prepared for like how that would affect me. I was pretty busy for the first month or two, so I was never bored, but then after a few months in, I would get kind of bored and I didn't know what to do with myself. So you kind of have to learn how to make fun with your new friends and, kind of make the good time, because, it's not always going to be super exciting. You kind of have to make it exciting, and it makes it a lot easier to work hard during the week when you know there's something exciting to do on the weekend. I would probably advise, the administration to help educate students on like the opportunities outside of Brookville and like the surrounding areas, because I'm a big believer in you kind of need to like learn how to do things on your own and like kind of get thrown into the deep end and learn how to swim in a sense, because you kind of learn from your experience that way. At least that's how I'm learning. Just kind of different culture, and growing up in a small town, you kind of know everyone around you, how they roll, what everyone's reputation is. So it's different living in a town where you don't know anybody. So I just maybe help people understand that taking a risk's okay when going to college. Obviously, like making the financially smart decision with your education and like the long-term plan, but risks aren't always a bad idea. And extracurricular activities I've been doing are, I do like the intramural yoga for my school. We have like class twice a week. I've done a golf scramble with my school, which is super cool. On the weekends, you can go to the beach. When it was nicer out, we would go to the beach, me and my friends, and not just people I know, but basically everyone on campus. That's what they do for fun. There's just always something going around downtown. There's a lot of tourists, so there's never nothing to do. So sitting in your dorm room is really not an excuse to be saying you have nothing to do. Like, there's always something to do, and that's what I like about it down there, is if you're bored, you can always fix that. There's people that go surfing. There's a surf club. Yeah, there's a lot to do. I live in a dorm room with 2 other roommates, and since my college campus is like an historic landmark. The dorms that I live in is an old hotel called the Ponce de Leon. It was the first hotel with electricity. And so since it's an old hotel, each room is different. So I have a room with 2 other roommates, and yeah, we get along extremely well, which is amazing. I don't have to deal with any of that. There's always a lot of tourists in the lobby, it was hard to get used to, but now it's kind of just like, cool. No, I do not have a job. So basically I worked for my whole senior year in high school plus the summer before that. So I saved up quite a bit of money, enough for me to like I like to call them my habits, which is like the coffee I buy, the food I buy, all of that fun stuff. Living in a town other than Brookville has been an eye-opening opportunity in the terms of finances, because there's a lot more to spend your money on. The major advantage is your freedom. That's what makes college so awesome, is because you have the power to choose what you have to do. You have to understand that you're paying all this money to further your education, and if you don't want to further your education, then don't waste that kind of money, because college isn't for everyone. And a lot of people that I go to school with are realizing that, like, it's more than having a good time. You really are there to learn, as much as all the other things really do play a role in your whole college experience. It's truly all about the education. Thanks for listening.